One of the first posts he said was plot cleanup is planned for the coming weeks. We're refining the criteria for deletion to ensure we don't remove some of the plots that are less used, but still used from time to time by active players, like plots used for storage and lost in the middle of nowhere. So, they want to get rid of stuff that's not being actively used. So, but no new information. That's basically what they said the previous Friday. Then we start to get into some juicy details. We'll inform everyone with posts here on social with our criteria, but we won't do individual notifications. For now, just assume that if your character has played for longer than 2 hours, the plots owned by that character are safe. More criteria will be taken into account, and we'll communicate on that as soon as possible. So, what they're saying is if you have a character who has a plot and he's played more than 2 hours, you're good to go. They're not going to remove those. And also, probably it's going to be some sad news because there may be plots you were hoping would get deleted, but those people just happen to play for more than 2 hours. I'm going to show some examples of that. And then, more importantly, if you had situations where you had maybe even a second account or an alt or whatever, and you placed a plot and then you made a clan and you haven't touched that character since then, and but it's being used, it's built on it, you got chests, everybody's doing it, it's in the middle of the town, it's good, it's actively being used. It sounds like those are going to be safe, but they provide a little bit more information. He also says we're looking into plot ownership. So if the character placed the plots and owned them, played for less than 2 hours, then they'll be at risk. However, other criteria may save those plots, like if something was built or crafted on those recently. All details very, very soon. I don't want to give the wrong information here. Please wait for the official communication before panicking. But there is a key sentence there, and that's what I was talking about in the previous comment. It's not your account. So your account, you got 400 hours, 500 hours, 600 hours. If you have an alt who has a plot and he's played less than 2 hours, there's a potential chance he could be at risk. Now, other activity on that plot could save it. So if it's a situation, as I mentioned before, it's a clan plot, everybody's using it, he's going to be good to go. But if you have a private plot way out in the middle of nowhere and you just been kind of saving it, it could be a risk. You want to get that character played more than 2 hours. Character base, but other criteria are being looked into. Please wait for the full communication. So someone specifically called out, is this account or character base? So it's about the individual characters and their activity and how long they played the game. Let's wait for the full list of criteria. Note that once a plot is deleted, it's gone forever. So just like with the other ones, when you delete a plot, like if you delete a plot, the stuff that's on there is still there, at least for that moment in time, but the plot's gone. You can't just like snap a finger and it's back again. You'd have to replace it. Then you have to make sure you can still replace it. You replace it in the exact same spot. And then eventually the stuff will decay on there unless somebody comes by and puts a plot there. So what can I kind of gathered a few things out of this is situations where you're at risk and situations where you're not at risk. So if you got your main character and you've only played him for 2 hours or less than 2 hours and you have a private plot, because if it's a private plot, it means nobody can really be using it, right? They can't build upon it. The only thing they could do is use stuff like crafting tables. And I don't know if that counts as uses. I think they mean building, putting stuff on it. That's at risk. It's going to probably be deleted. And so, no usage, some usage, less than 2 hours, significant risk for any of your private plots. Now, if your character has played less than 2 hours and there's been other uses, so you made it a public plot or you made it a clan plot, then they're going to provide some specific details, hopefully, about what will constitute saving that plot. If your main character has played more than 2 hours, the plots that he has placed, you're good to go. It doesn't matter. No usage. So you just own some spot there. There's nothing on it. Sounds like it's going to be safe. Some usage. You built a couple things there. I had some plots where I literally just had a crafting table and that stump there for getting initial crafting, and I just hadn't had a chance to really work on that plot. Doesn't matter. They're all safe. You're going to be good to go. If you then create an alt and he has less than 2 hours and it's a private plot, it's at risk. A little bit of usage, it's at risk. But if you made it a clan plot and it's being used, then things could save it. So I'm thinking mostly these here. If you basically have clan plots and they're actively being used, these should be turned into check marks. But we'll get some more details. And then again, if that alt's played more than 2 hours, then it sounds like it's going to be good and safe. So the story here is if you think you got plots that are owned by characters that are less than 2 hours, you might want to start kind of playing them and getting their play time up if you want to make sure you save those plots. So there was a couple. Let's zoom, go into fly mode here. So this one here by my tavern, there's a plot right here. It's a private plot. And in fact, let's just go into hammer mode. Eat. There we go. Should have gone to hammer mode. There, you can see the plot now. And the game crashed. Loaded back up. Doom, doom. But I can show you the character creation screen so we can get into that anyway. In fact, I know a character I need to play more than 2 hours. So this is my main. He's got 400 plus hours in. This is one I was going to play and whatnot. He doesn't really own a plot, so don't really care too much about him. This one guy does own a plot. Actually, no, this is the guy. He actually owns a plot. There were some people I was helping out. So Jura was full on my main, and I had more plots to place, and I was just like, you know what? I'll go help out some other people. So I went in, created a character, dropped a plot in there. They've been using it. This character hasn't played for 2 hours. I need to log him in and play for 2 hours. So I will do that. This is with another streamer, so I'll definitely make sure I'll log in and play that character for 2 hours. So that's definitely a situation where I want to get him in. But that plot probably would actually, I think about it, that plot's probably saved because they actively built on it and so forth and so on. Because I made it a clan plot, so at the end of the day, he's probably okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and just play the character for 2 hours, um, and see. Just to be safe. I go around and mess up some stuff. I'll level some things. And I've been meaning to do that anyway, so might as well just do it. We can see we're on build mode still, and we're loading in, so it hasn't loaded up my distillery information here yet. Just walk out. I have a top of the line computer, and you can see how long it takes. And it's just more stuff. All right, so let's go into zoom mode. Hopefully it doesn't crash this time. Let's speed up our zoom. There we go. So this guy, I'm hoping, hasn't played for 2 hours. But you never know. You take some time, you create the character, you get over here, you mess around, you learn the game. I just don't know if 2 hours is the right because it can take 2 hours just to get into the game. And if this guy's played 2.5 hours and he's not going to be a wiped out plot, I'm going to be real sad. That's an abandoned plot. I'm sorry. That's just is. And here's another one too. So this one I'm very much concerned with. So those two right here, I'm 99.9% positive this guy played more than 2 hours. The reason why I know that is we built on a different spot, and then our clan leader didn't like the situation that was happening, so we moved to a new location in a different spot. So this guy definitely played a lot in the first day, and then as we started to move, I think he was just kind of oh, this is such a hassle and whatever, and hasn't played. So I was kind of hoping on these two plots would be cleaned up. I'm not real sure of this one here. So that's my mega house that I'm working on. I just have the flooring in place. And right here, was kind of hoping I can grab this plot that's next to it, but he may have been over 2 hours because again, the time to walk here, to find the spot that you want, the perfect place. He definitely spent some time enough to gather some rocks and clay for the foundation, the reeds for the walls, or not decorate chests, but simple chests, craft. I mean, he spent a little bit. He got the anvil. He may may have been over 2 hours, but again, it's an abandoned plot, so it's going to be unfortunate if he hasn't caught up in that. So that was one of the big news that was shared. Let me give you some more information that was shared on Friday. Excuse me. Where is my other one? There we go. So let's get into this. In addition to just the developer going into Discord and typing, they made an official announcement on this. I'm not going to read through all the text, but basically, if you played the game, you've done any kind of crafting or whatever, you've noticed a lot of icons and things just look exactly the same, even for different type of stuff, and it's kind of frustrating. So they got new graphics that they're going to be making available for the developers to put into the game. So we'll go through with some of the stuff that they shared. Um, New animal fats, wools, bones, sinews. Definitely looks a lot different. Nicer graphics. Obviously, these look pretty sharp and pretty nice as well too. These are pretty enhanced. I like these. Uh, Wood is wood is wood. It looks more sharper and detailed than what we currently have, but those are nice. This is where we really start to get into it. At least I've noticed, for alchemy, a lot of the bottles look the same, and now they're starting to have some different design bottles, some different colors and graphics for it to be able to distinguish among them. The glass, you can see the differences of the glass here. Leather components, got some new enhanced graphics for those, and the minerals, definitely a lot of different types for this. And then again, potions, they were pretty much similar, a lot of the components. And then tailoring and crafting products, got some nice graphics for those. Let's I'll show you some real examples. At least, I'm doing wine making and brewing and all that. And you can see the jugs look the same. The only difference between these two is a little diamond on there. But there's some cases where it doesn't even matter. So here's plum distillations and red currant distillations. They look exactly the same. And there's lots of examples of this. We can go into here. I didn't do the right box. There we go. Maybe I did do the right box. Yeah, these are all the same. Maybe it's the last box. Yeah, we got some different ones here. So these all look the same, even though they're different types. And conditioned beer from Cloudy Bays. Yep, yep. So, that'll be nice to get the graphic enhancements and stuff like that. Well, that's the latest news with PAX Day, and I will see you on the next one.